to build a home on Earth where we have landed. We have begun our journey to discover how to accomplish this in India. Hi, my name is Basu and this is Ben Ravenscroft. Ben and me first started thinking about this project a couple of years back.
We were going to put a show together and we were looking for a third person in the show who was doing something different that we could then bring in like glue in between us, because both what we do is quite different.
Unfortunately, other things and other shows got in the way and the project was put on hold, but Ben carried on researching the idea and came across the work of Laurie Baker, living and working in India. What we knew about Laurie Baker came from a small AA show and a magazine article and a book by Gautam Bhatia. These had been the initial inspirations for Ben's interest, in particular the pamphlets Laurie printed showing his ideas of cost-effective housing.
It was very simple and it was very clear, it was quite engaging, and so I just sort of lived with it for a little while, and at the same time made a few moves in my own work away from that more monochrome painting, open them up, split them open and expose their content more, and then we sort of shifted and moved on a little bit. And it seemed to connect with what Laurie Baker was doing in his buildings, that things were the way they were for reasons very legible. This wall is curved for strength, or this building is round because this person doesn't have much money, and a round building uses less bricks but foot covers a certain amount of space, and that's why it is the shape it is. But at the same time, it's a good space to live.
There had also been Laurie's own publications meant for the general populace and used by non-specialists. It was in these books that we could see that there was something more interesting to Laurie Baker than just architectural technique or style. There was something in his work that pulled together location and political activity in architecture and solved problems that didn't seem to be solved by other architects. There was also something about India that made all these things possible. We tried to arrange meetings before we left for India, but we did not find it easy to do this, and in the end we left with just a few contact addresses and hoped people would be in. We needed to work out how to include an architect in an experiment with painting and objects. We didn't just want photos and plans of his work. The project had to be a three-way split.
Ah, hello, be careful, there's a camera there. Oh.
So you were thinking, Laurie, of maybe having this bit that comes round.
And the people sit all around here.
People sit all
and they have to spit over the top into the tank.
And then you could have a mango shape.
And you could have, you could still have it open. This would be the slab on the top, and then the one underneath, the books are on, and then the piles of stone. And here's the pond. Brought on with the mango plant, all right.
You spot it, yeah.
And then they can sit here and pull out this. You can have a little notice here, architecture, reinforced concrete, say. Then as they sit here, they sit opposite the one they want, and you can pull out the book or the magazine or whatever it is. then just have stools or chairs all the way around here.
Once we got over the excitement of the first meeting with Laurie, which got set up quite easily, we realised that the trip would not be completed through ticking off things on a list. We turned down a week-long tour of the complete works of Laurie and decided to go it alone and get a feel for India as well.
That British assets were specifically targeted at a time when George Bush was in the United Kingdom conveyed a very explicit message. The Indian Express says Istanbul has once again been firmly placed at the crossroads. In carrying through a second round of attacks, terrorists have given ample notice of the capacity to strike at will, when and where they so resolve. Just days after targeting 2 synagogues in the city, they chose to zero in on 2 Western symbols, a British consulate and an international bank. Certainly the attacks, most probably by the Al-Qaeda, are aimed at extending the terrain of the America-led war against terror.